Alarms are everywhere in the hospital. They alert nurses to critical problems with their patients. But can they cause harm as well? Physiologic monitor alarms can alert nurses to critical changes in patient status, but they can also lead to alarm fatigue. Alarm fatigue is defined as a lack of response due to excessive numbers of alarms resulting in sensory overload and desensitization. Alarm fatigue can occur in any healthcare setting, but telemetry units are often susceptible because the patients are being monitored continuously. That means a lot of alarms could be going off.
Alarm fatigue is a huge issue in the healthcare field that is affecting patient safety and patient outcomes. Did you know that in October 2019, the ECRI Institute identified alarm, alert, and notification overload as one of their top 10 health technology hazards for 2020?
The overexposure of alarms that nurses experience daily has resulted in a lack of concentration, stress, and decreased attention of the healthcare team. These factors in turn create an environment that compromises patient safety.
So we know that research shows that alarm fatigue impacts patient safety, but do nurses on the floor believe this to be true as well? We decided to see so for ourselves. Hi Katie, could you please introduce where you work and your title?
Yep, I am a registered nurse and I work on the neurotrauma intermediate care unit.
Okay, and do you think alarm fatigue is an issue that is affecting patient safety, and have you experienced it yourself?
I think I can speak for everyone on our floor. We have definitely experienced it probably almost every single day, and definitely a huge patient safety issue. An easy example, that first thing that comes to mind is a while ago we had a patient who kept getting out of bed and we couldn't get the doctors to order restraint orders for this patient. So every time we heard a bed alarm, we automatically got up and just ran right over to that bed. So we hear a bed alarm, we get up, start going that way, and then we hear something and we look over and it's actually another patient who ended up on the floor. Thankfully everything was good with that patient, but that is a perfect example of alarm fatigue.
Between 74% and 99% of physiologic monitor alarms are not actionable. Therefore, a top nursing priority is to customize alarm settings for each patient when possible and when aligned with facility policy. Nurses should no longer accept out-of-the-box alarm settings.
So why isn't this already being done? Not all nurses feel confident changing alarm settings. One study suggested that a problem with alarm management is the lack of training prior to having to use the monitors on patients in real clinical situations. Therefore, nurses need training and the opportunity for continuous retraining on the monitors that they work with every day. When nurses are more confident using the equipment available to them, they can effectively set alarms specific to the patient that they are taking care of.
You might be thinking, what determines an appropriate alarm setting? This is where quality and safety committees come in. Each hospital, or even each unit, should have a committee that not only trains nurses, but also discusses appropriate measures and establishes policies for setting alarms.
To summarize, there are 3 steps that can be taken to improve alarm fatigue. These should be implemented to improve patient safety outcomes.
The steps are: 1. The nurse can propose to the hospital's quality improvement group the development of a quality and safety committee. 2. The board should provide frequent training on how to work the monitors available in the hospital. 3. The board should educate nurses on what the acceptable alarm settings are for their patients.
Taking these steps will change many alarms on the units from unimportant to actionable. When nurses don't have to respond to so many false alarms, alarm fatigue is directly reduced, thus improving patient safety and outcomes.